My name is Alicia. I am 23 years old and I was born in a small town in India. When I was little, America felt like magic to me. I used to see pictures in magazines and on television. Tall glass buildings, wide, clean roads, and streets glowing with lights at night. Everyone around me said the same thing. America is the land of dreams. Go there and your life will be perfect. And honestly, I believe them. I believed it with my whole heart. I remember those warm summer nights, sitting on our rooftop, looking up at the stars and imagining myself walking through New York City. A smart dress, a coffee in one hand, a bag in the other, a beautiful apartment, college during the day, evenings with friends from all over the world. In my mind, America had no sadness, no struggle, no pain. Everyone there was happy, free, and full of life. So I worked hard, really hard. I studied English every single day. Sometimes, even when my friends were fast asleep, I was still up late, reading English books by lamplight. I wanted to be ready. I wanted to deserve my dream. And then, last year, it finally happened. I got a student visa to study in New York City. I will never forget the day I left. At the airport in Delhi, my mother held me so tightly I could feel her tears on my shoulder. She whispered, "Take care of yourself." My father quietly slipped a small packet into my hand and said, "Open this only when you feel lonely." I smiled and promised them both, "I'll be fine. I'll make you proud." When the plane landed in New York, my heart was racing. The airport was massive. The air smelled different, cool and clean. English was everywhere, in every direction. Everything moved so fast. As the taxi drove me through the city, I pressed my face close to the window, watching the tall buildings, the flashing billboards, the busy streets. I thought to myself, this is it. My new life starts right now. In those first few days, everything felt wonderful. The streets were full of energy. Restaurants from every country, people from every culture, food I had never tasted, technology I had only seen in movies. On my very first night, I stood by the window of my small rented room, looking out at all those city lights, and I thought, this is paradise. But slowly, very slowly, small cracks started to appear in that beautiful picture. The first thing that hit me was money. I knew America was expensive, but I had no idea how expensive. The rent for my tiny room, just one bed, one small table, and a cupboard, was more than my father's entire monthly salary. Food was costly. A bus ticket was more than I had expected. Even a simple cup of coffee felt like a luxury. My savings disappeared faster than I could believe. I had to find a job. I got a part-time position at a small cafe. My shift started in the evening and ended late at night. I cleaned tables, washed dishes, served coffee. I thought it would be easy, but after standing for hours, my feet ached. My hands smelled of soap and dishwater. When I came home at midnight, my back hurt so badly I could barely sleep. One night, walking home alone after my shift, the streets were dark and almost empty. I could hear my own footsteps on the pavement. Every shadow made me nervous. Back in my homeland, people walked together at night, talking, laughing. Here, I felt completely alone. It was on one of those late nights that I saw something that broke my heart. A man was sitting on the sidewalk, wrapped in an old blanket. His hair was messy, his face tired. He looked up at me and said softly, "Do you have $1? I am hungry." I didn't have much myself, but I gave him the little change I had. He smiled weakly and whispered, "God bless you." After that night, I started noticing more and more. People sleeping under bridges, lying on sidewalks, using newspapers as blankets. I realized something important. Even in the land of dreams, there are people who have lost everything. Then came the loneliness. In my country, neighbors visit without asking. We eat together, we share stories, we celebrate festivals like one big family. But here, everyone was busy. People walked fast, eyes on their phones, no eye contact, no smiles for strangers. Some days, I felt completely invisible. I missed my mother's voice calling me for dinner. I missed the smell of her cooking, warm spices, fresh chapatis. I missed my father's gentle words and my brother's silly jokes. One winter night, I sat alone in my room, watching the cars move quickly below, and I thought, you can be surrounded by millions of people and still feel completely alone. Then came the culture shock. Back home, I dressed modestly and followed certain traditions. Here, life was more open, more fast, more independent. Sometimes I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. One day in class, the professor asked us to share our opinions. I spoke carefully, choosing my words. After class, a girl came to me and said, "You need to speak louder, be more confident. This is America." I smiled politely, but inside, I thought, confidence is not always about being loud. The hardest moment came when I got sick in winter. The cold had been biting my face for days, and one morning I woke up with a fever. Weak, sore throat, body aching. I needed a doctor, but I had no health insurance. When I checked the fee, I was shocked. It was more than my entire week's salary. So I stayed in bed for 3 days, drinking tea, eating instant noodles, and waiting for my body to heal on its own. That was the day I truly understood. America is not perfect. One Sunday morning, feeling a little better, I went for a walk in Central Park. The trees were bare, the air was crisp. Children were playing in the distance. I sat down on a wooden bench, closed my eyes, and thought about everything. I came here believing I would find paradise. Instead, I found reality. And reality is never perfect. Happiness, I realized, is not about where you live. It is about how you live. Yes, America gave me hard lessons. Life here is expensive. Loneliness is real. Dreams are not handed to you. You have to fight for them. But America also taught me how to be independent, how to work hard, how to respect different cultures, and how to survive even when life gets tough. Now, when my friends back in India ask me, is America really as perfect as they say? I smile and answer, America's like any other place. It has lights and it has darkness. The dream is real, but so is the struggle. And if you are planning to come here, don't expect magic. Expect challenges. Expect to work harder than you ever have before. But if you are patient, strong, and wise, you will find your place. My name is Alicia. I am 23 years old. I came to America to chase a dream. I found beauty and I found pain. And I discovered that the real dream is not about living in America. It is about living with courage, with hope, and with an open heart, no matter where you are. That is my story. And maybe it is the story of many others who left their homes searching for something better, only to discover that every place has its own light and its own darkness. Thanks for listening to my story. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me where you're listening from.